Wait. How is?
Hey,
How did,
welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you out there. Episode number 3 of Find Your Inspiration, Share Your Inspiration.
which will
I have a
definitely
very
need to be.
close friend of mine, Lewis Jones. He is a lesbian, but that's okay. We won't hold that against him. We have had a very interesting evening catching up, talking trash, and just reminiscing. So, Lewis, the point of the podcast is kind of to tell your story, and it's a conversation. We can sit and bullshit and have fun like we've been doing all night. But the goal is to really just enjoy the pauses right in between, and just have the conversation. Tell the story, like who you are, where you're from, what got you to where you are. Kind of tell your path and like give some people the background on who you are, and then we can pivot from there and kind of have fun with it. That's
All right.
really what it boils down to.
Okay. All right. My name is Louis Jones, Luisjones, not to be Louis Jones or something else. I was born in Puerto Rico and raised all over the United States. Is the basic story. My dad joined the Navy when he was 27, and so I lived in 11 different states growing up, and never met a stranger. Had to learn to adapt and overcome like loss and all that other shit. Anyway, fast forward. I've been in the Marine Corps now 21 years as a reservist, and at the same time managing a civilian career as an intelligence officer. I have 5 MOSs. Thank you, Marine Corps. Not counting the 2 enlisted MOSs, so that's 7. And I'm currently slated to deploy after getting out of the Marine Corps for 3 years. Has it all been roses? Absolutely not. 2-time divorcee, got a beautiful son out of it. It's awesome. And at the same time, I don't know, it's been a blessing, all of it. So I guess based on the title of your podcast, I guess my inspiration is I've never given up, so don't you give up. And so therefore, we started from there.
Okay, cool. So Lewis and I, backstory, we met in January 2007. To be specific, January 24th, 2007, at OCS and here in Quantico. So we're right up the road. We're in Stafford or Woodbridge to be specific, and actually at a hotel. So I'm off site, not at the house. I'm a normal podcasting studio, which is AKA my living room. So we started on a beautiful sunny day. It was 70 degrees and sunny in Quantico at noon when we checked into OCS, and it turned from 70 degrees and sunny to fucking snowing, and it became the frozen chosen for the
remainder of the time.
10 weeks we were there. So it was a great, heartwarming experience where we had an attrition rate of over 50% for most of the folks that were there. So it was probably close to 50%. I mean, we started with over 400, and we graduated like 200 plus.
Yeah, my brain was so frozen I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We couldn't heat up MREs on some days because we couldn't get out of the out on the parade ground because the base was shut down. So it was an interesting time. But all that time, almost 20 years of friendship, we've known each other, dealt with each other, met each other's ex-wives, kids, all those things. So it's been an interesting ride.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed by some of the experiences from my friends and hearing their stories, kind of like your story. The different things that you've done, like in your career, in your experience, in your Marine Corps experiences, from your enlisted time to your officer time, kind of like your career in a nutshell. That's been interesting, right? We could talk Marine Corps stuff, which is cool. But then on top of that, like there's people that are non-Marine Corps, non-military, right? So MOS, military occupational specialty, some of the acronyms and words that we'll use, you may or may not be familiar with if you're not military. So don't take that away or don't negate that. But the experiences we have, we minimize it based on the fact that it's commonplace to us. But where'd you go to school at? Where'd you go to college? What do you know what I'm saying? So you're 11 different states growing up. Dad was in the Navy. Like, tell that story. Like, pull the thread on that. Like,
Sure.
Let's talk about it because it has substance. And how did you get here? Like, who would have thought that you'd have, started out where you did to now where you are? Like, how does that work? Like, what got you there?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
But I will say is this, to walk you through the story, at a young age, I traveled a lot, right? Because my dad moved around a lot. So I made friends, lost friends. It built a certain sense of adaptability into me before even joining the military or anything like that. I did everything wrong. I went to 3 different colleges growing up. I went to 3 different high schools, 3 different junior highs. 3s have followed me around for some reason.
So there's a third ex-wife in your future.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
okay, at least a third wife,
No,
maybe. Not an ex, not an ex.
I don't know. But 3s have been a number. And all in all, like, I couldn't tell you how I got here. I've had an odd experience with being a Marine, but I've had an odd experience with being as a human. Who moves that much? When your dad gets out of the Navy and you still move around, who does that? Like, I don't know.
Fair.
I've been to every state in the Union except for Alaska. I only have one more state and then I'm gone. But I digress. How did I get here? A series of choices, and that's pretty much the answer. I joined the Marine Corps in 2003 at 27 years old and enlisted. I was going to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and that's where I eventually graduated from. Before that, it was Brookhaven Community College in Texas, Dallas, Texas, and before that, it was Appalachian State University in North Carolina. I know that's going backwards. Some people can't track that, but ended up joining the Marine Corps at 27 because I was looking for something greater than myself as far as a challenge was concerned. And at 27, I had already done things: skydive, scuba dive, snow ski, water ski, rode motorcycles, all that stuff. But still, it wasn't enough. Joined the Marine Corps at 27, like I said. I was at Embry-Riddle. I had 2 more years left to graduate. And I never stopped. The thing that got me to join the Marine Corps over other branches was I went to every branch. They said, hey, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. So I took that and went to the Marine Corps and said, well, what are you going to give me? All the other branches are going to give me this and that and the other. And the staff sergeant reached across the table and said, we're not going to give you shit. What we'll provide you is opportunities, and it's up to you to take advantage of those opportunities. It sold me. I was looking for a challenge, and that was a straight up challenge. And so I enlisted in the Marine Corps. Went to Paris Island, graduated from there, ended up at 2nd Beach Terminal Operations Company in Savannah, Georgia as my first duty station, which as of this evening, the synchronicity of life, the gunny that actually helped to shape who I am today, and he doesn't even know it, was here at the bar where we were at in the hotel that I am at after getting out of the Marine Corps and coming back to the Marine Corps. Once I enlisted, I deployed to Iraq, came back from Iraq, went back to school, graduated from Embry-Riddle, moved forward, and went to OCS in 2007. That's where I met Rod, and we froze our asses off together for pretty much 2.5 months, and then an additional month and a half as TBS started for 6 months. So we went from freezing to sweating a lot. From there, Rod went on to his MOS school, and I went to IOC, which is the Infantry Officers Course, then on to the Ground Intelligence Officers Course, and then Scout Sniper Training. Rod went to his logistics off to the fleet, and I went to 4th A Battalion, 4th Amphibious Assault Battalion, to be their S2. From there, It's a hodgepodge of events, multiple deployments. As a contractor, multiple deployments to Germany and Mountain Warfare Training Center in Bridgeport, California. I worked at the Pentagon. I worked at the
beautiful.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Fucking
Germany is.
Bridgeport. I've
That
never
too.
been. Didn't know
That too.
Europe time. Never been to Europe.
Both are amazing.
Airports only.
If you get a chance to go to the mountains,
Yeah, Bridgeport was amazing.
it'll change your life.
Reno is on my high pride list if I have to go west.
Yeah, Reno's great. It's mainly desert, but where the Mountain Warfare Training Center sits in Bridgeport, California, is gorgeous. 11,500 feet. Base camp's at 6,500, and I had the pleasure and the opportunity to be a contractor at the time, riding mountain exercise during that time period.
So did you do Red Hat training?
I was the intelligence planner rider, so
So you sat at base, like not sat at base.
in the
camp,
XCON.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
XCON.
So okay,
Yeah.
right. Because I've been to Bridgeport one time.
Mm-hmm.
No training. Went there for a meeting. Super Pogue life. Right. People other than Grunt is what Pogue stands for. Grunt is a term used for your infantry folks who make this grunting sound when they put on a heavy pack, because that's how they carry their life with them. So we get the experience, but we don't get the tickets to the gun show the whole time. But
That's
yeah,
who you are.
yeah, no, fair. There are a lot of people other than grunts that get the opportunity to play grunt
Yeah.
and do a other day job, which is also interesting. But,
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good. That's pretty much all true. From working at the Mountain Warfare Training Center after my first deployment as an officer in 2009, I went from 2010 to 2012 working at the Mountain Warfare Training Center, and then from there I went to Germany and worked at Grafenführer and Hohenfels for 2 years, flying back and forth. Had my first child at the end of that tail period, and stayed in the Marine Corps. I continued on and is all the way through company command twice with 4th Assault Amphibian Battalion. I picked up another MOS and became a 1803. Yes. And then added more to my repertoire, I guess, or my portfolio. Was working. Yeah.
If you're not Amtrak's, you're not shit. Yes.
Yeah. Worked at the Pentagon. Worked at the different agencies up here in the Beltway. That was always an awesome experience. Not always as a Marine, sometimes as a civilian contractor. I worked in policy. I've worked in intelligence for the most part. Most of it, all intelligence policy or intelligence work. Liaison work with Five Eyes partners. Left that. Decided to become a farmer. Left that in 2021 and said fuck
tell
it.
them about the house you bought on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
So this house was a tannery on the Appalachian Trail.
1824 tannery.
1824 tannery.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking log cabin style. These fucking stones that like you cannot remove them from your mind if you've ever seen them. Beautiful fucking house. It was very rustic and majestic. It will remind you some shit of the fucking Yellowstone, right? Yeah. That type of feel. But it was so beautiful, and the area was so peaceful.
It's so haunted.
There was lots of dead bodies that happened through that fucking place. And then like people on the trail. This dude told me stories about people on the fucking AT wandering by his fucking property and like, hey, can I get some water? You got a story about your house? I'm like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Yeah. And then like, then randomly it's next to the highway, which is also where he set up a gun range, raised chickens, had some fucking goats and some other shit. So you have to tell that. I've told a good portion of the story, but he's probably got some very good fillers. and I don't want to take that away. So sorry. Go ahead. Please.
That's a weird way to segue from all that to this. Yeah.
You are interesting. Mind
I'm a
you,
strange character.
I'm doing these episodes with like my friends who are some of the most coolest, interesting, unique human beings on the planet.
Right.
So like I have these conversations on purpose because I have these conversations normally with my friends and they hear all these weird ass stories and these weird, crazy fucking experiences to like get them out there in the ether for people to understand that shit, it's nothing is an accident. All these things happen on purpose and we're here for a reason. So that's why these conversations are important and I think that we should. So like,
I agree.
To the point.
I totally agree. So synchronicity is a truism for some reason. I would say that the goat thing and the ducks and the turkeys and the birds and starting a little farm, like, actually segued from owning an 1824 log cabin that sat on the Appalachian Trail. Literally, the trailhead was across the street, which was only a 2-lane road. Was one of the most amazing locations to live. Here in Virginia, gorgeous. Yes, my commute was
Fucking ass. 2.5 hours each way?
no, just about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, depending if you left early.
Too long. I'm a 15 to 20 minute commute, bitch.
I drove
I
from
can't do more.
Linden, Virginia to Springfield, Virginia, every day, every night, work my full day, and then get on the road and go back. And I found that if I worked my full day, I would stay late just so that way I didn't have to deal with traffic to go back.
Or your wife.
Oh, that's a different story.
I'm sorry. That was too
So
soon.
yeah, the ducks, the turkeys, and everything. That
was
hurt.
fine.
Well, I learned a shit ton, and what's funny is that when I learned to take care of wildlife, like ducks and turkeys and chickens, the eggs were amazing, and then we got goats. They're dicks. But it taught me a lot. I built pens, I built all this stuff. And then, little did I know, 3 years later, I ended up buying a 100-acre farm in Tennessee and scaling it up. So I had already gotten the experience that I needed and wanted to do more. And so, and then I got divorced. All that aside, though, like, going back to the comment about synchronicity, everything was for a reason. And now I got out in 2021, right?
True.
More on the synchronicity piece. I got out in 2021, said I was never coming back to the Marine Corps, was very fucking happy. 18 years in the Marine Corps. Thank you for my service. You're welcome for my service, right? And then got a call while I'm driving tractor trailer, which I'm an anomaly. I do all kinds of crazy shit.
That's also true.
Yeah. Got a call from a good friend of mine, someone we went to school with at TBS and IOC and all that other shit. And then was asked to come back to the Marine Corps and decided that I would take it after being called 4 times and telling him no 3 times.
And me telling you 3 different times too.
Yeah. I'm a stubborn one.
Like the goats.
Like the goats. Everything is so funny. Anyway, I'm back in the Marine Corps now, which is strange, but awesome. And then I'm picking up another MOS because the Marine Corps is
awesome.
Is awesome also.
Oh shit!
I'm getting way more experience, and it's been like a dream. So, in just coming back, I have seen people from my past in early Marine Corps, right? Just like tonight.
Yeah. Fair.
Everything seems to be coming full circle. I met a gentleman when I first came into the Marine Corps, and he was a gunnery sergeant at the time, Gunnery Sergeant Gunnery Sergeant Pyle. And as Rod and I are in the bar today, getting ready to set up for this event, we're at the bar, and I come to get him, and there's now Master Guns Pile retired, and he recognizes me, and I saw through his beard and everything, and it's been a bit, but he recognized me instantaneously, and so it's really interesting. Like, I'd really like to talk about the synchronicity of life, if you don't mind. Like, all this backstory.
Let's go down the road. Like, you're Batman. You're in charge.
When I got back into the Marine Corps,
my show, but you're in charge.
Yeah. When I would say there's something to this. All right. So, I'm on the tractor trailer. After getting out of the Marine Corps, I took a year off after my second divorce and decided to travel the country. When I got done doing that, I decided, let me try and see if I can get paid while I'm doing this, and drove tractor trailer for a year and a half. When my peer, someone that I went to school with in the Marine Corps, and then as an officer and into the current time, calls me and says, hey, what are you doing? Come back to the Marine Corps. I deny him 3 times, and on the 4th time, I finally say, okay. The PSR, the prior service recruiter that I called, actually was a corporal of mine from my unit.
God damn.
He wrote the paperwork, came to me in the truck in Nashville, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, came to my truck and says, sir, I remember you. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I remember you. And he tells me the story of what he remembers. Well, he signs my paperwork and gets me back into the Marine Corps. So not only did I have a fellow peer bring me back into the Marine Corps, just like Rod trying to tell me, you need to come back to retire at least. You've earned it. But the Marine that got me back in the Marine Corps, the PSR that got, the prior service recruiter that got me back in the Marine Corps, was also one of my Marines. Damn. He signs the paperwork, I'm back in the Marine Corps. I'm like, what? I'm on my way in my truck, still traveling as a truck driver, and I get a call from my former XO from the same unit. Hey, are you thinking about moving back to Florida? I haven't talked to this dude in like 5 years. Well, hey, how's it going? What's up? Yeah, hey, there's an opportunity if you're interested in getting closer to your son. Why don't you remember Gunny Osborne? And I was like, what? So come to find out, there was another Marine who needed me to work as a program manager for him in a construction firm, which I had no experience as construction, but I have program management experience, and hired me on to come back. And I said yes. And so my XO got me back to Florida so I could be closer to my son. My former gunny, I'm working for him right now. My first time back in the Marine Corps, I'm where I want to be, deploying to the Indo-PACOM area within the first 2 months of being back on duty. I have an opportunity to volunteer for a deployment. I raise my hand and I'm going to exactly where I've always wanted to go, which is the Asia Pacific, to see places and nations that I've never seen before, but I've always wanted to. I've come back. My buddy Rod is here still in Virginia after going to his retirement while I was still driving tractor trailer, and I meet a bunch of his friends, and they're all Marines that I've always known. Sergeant Major Kent, right? Yeah. Like, and Rod knows those people. The synchronicity of like what's going on right now in my world is like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I couldn't tell you how I got here, but I'm super thankful that I am here. And that's like, you never know, in my opinion, where you're going to end up, but you don't have to worry about it because you're always going to be exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. I got out of the Marine Corps and now I'm back in the Marine Corps and I'm exactly where I need to be. And yeah, I don't know. This is not going to be a good episode. It's just it's all over the place. We drank too much. We drank too much.
No.
That's what happens when you drink and try to talk about shit. I can't even keep a straight line.
This is exactly what what we're supposed to do.
All right.
Synchronicity, like you said, right? Because the story converges at multiple points, and then it vectors.
How does a person
left and
explain
right.
their life?
Yeah, motherfucker, your life is definitely not fucking
It's
traditional.
not-
It's not linear.
It's not standard.
It's not linear. Your motherfucking ass did this shit.
It's not standard.
So the
It's
point,
not
like think about it. Oh, he didn't tell y'all. He also has a pilot's license. The
Yeah.
motherfucker drives 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
He can fuck motorcycle license, goddamn boat license. I mean,
diving,
scuba
skydiving.
But the point is, like, you've done all this wild, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's brought you different places, and the experiences put you here, right? And like, synchronicity, yes. I think it's divine intervention, part of it, yes. I know you said synchronicity, divine intervention, but like, all of it boils down to choices, right? You didn't have to follow any direction from any of the people that they gave you, but you chose a path, right? Like, it's like, like the hand with 5 fingers. You could pick any one of the fingers, but you have to choose a path. Any one of them will lead you to another, an alternate course.
It's an adventure story.
To potentially, yeah, it's the Batman Choose Your Own Adventure. It's literally that fucking book that you used to buy at school at the book fairs that nobody ever actually read, and then when the fucking story sucked, you changed the fucking page to choose the different portion of the adventure, and you did something different, like we all do, right?
Yeah.
Divorce, heartache, fucking Marine Corps pain, fucking losing friends, losing lives, family members, like all that stuff is part of the story. So it's like, it's just one of them things, and we go through it, right? And the part of it, like 99% of it is keep showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You keep showing up. You are persistent. You're like a pimple on your ass. You keep showing up. You're not going away. Like
It's
at
like
the end
herpes.
of the day,
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It doesn't kill you, but boy, it's
it
annoying.
makes you stronger. That's the thing. If it don't kill you, it makes you. All right.
Great.
Use protection,
Awesome.
kids.
Yeah. Make better choices. Always use
Oh,
protection. That's
shit.
no.
Yep.
No.
Oh,
Look,
fuck.
like I can't tell you. I can't tell you how.
The
I got
last
here.
time you used protection.
Bro, is that a real thing? Like that shit
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
work. On me. It doesn't work.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry. I'm a
Rubbers,
horrible human
rubbers
being.
suck. Anyway, use protection, kids. Let me tell you, you don't want to be like this guy with like 1 million children everywhere.
I have 5 that are identified. And
Sure,
that are
sure.
no. 90 other the other motherfuckers.
There are some
they not,
blessed people in the world. This is one of them.
The other kids have not been confirmed nor denied.
Sure.
Nor have they came looking for me. I pay for 5. The fucking other 12 are on discount. I don't know.
12. All right. So the
whatever.
truth comes out eventually.
Whatever.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I think I couldn't tell you how to reinvent this life. It doesn't work that way.
No, fuck no.
No, because as long as you and I have known each other, like this wild man, this wild man here, like.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I love my friends. First of all, they're all dynamically different. They're all amazing people. Why? Because they have similar but different traits than me. Like I will never quit. They will never quit.
Facts.
In their own way. I am not running 100 miles. This fool will run 1,000,000 miles. I'm so sorry. I'm just not going to do it. Like, no. But it's funny. It's funny that all of the friends that I've ever had and all my acquaintances that I've ever met going through this life have always been inspirational in some way, right? They have things that I don't have. They represent aspects of myself because they're my friends, right? That I like, but also fulfill me because like they have the piece that I just don't have. So it makes for a better experience, right? Like I don't know how to explain it like that, but
No, it makes you
more well-rounded.
Yeah, well-rounded, but it's also like the things that you discount or don't have or don't appreciate in yourself, you appreciate in others, right?
Yeah.
So like you are a well-learned individual, right? Whatever, motherfucker. Like you can't pretend like you're dumb. You've read, hand over fist more books than I, and the 3 picture books a year that I do read don't count, right? But like legitimately, like we were talking earlier at dinner about like, when you took the 2 years to sit back and actually read page by page, line by line, the Bible, and then you talked about the Tao, the Quran, the Torah, all the different like religious books, and realized there's that common thread through all of them with the, be a good person, take care of people, teach the next generation, and just do well and take care of others. Like that good dude ship of all those books that has been co-opted relatively by the religious institutions, right? Like I don't talk religion, I don't talk politics in the sense that like everybody gets upset because they want to play on a team, and then when they're on that team they want it to win, but in reality the team should be about the greater good. Just because your team didn't win, if the people in the seats are doing the right things and taking care of the people, that's what matters. Like I think like that piece of it, right? And that's kind of like the thread I think you pulled out earlier this evening when we were talking about it and BSing at the bar and just having a conversation, right? Like, when I was telling you about my lady, like she's my friend, she's my like we hold each other accountable, we talk through those things. Just like you were talking about those aspects in friendship and family and life. Like we gotta do those things to make it full circle, to actually make it worthwhile, worth living, worth doing. Like if you have a friend that can't hold you accountable, are they your fucking friend?
No.
Exactly.
It's a echo chamber.
Right. If I can't call you on your bullshit, just like you can't call me on my bullshit, then what the fuck are we doing? We're literally here saying, "Ooh, hype your bestie up for fucking what?"
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, I don't know. It's just different.
I think there's been a loss of across the society. I think there's been a loss of accountability for self. Like, hey, I'm gonna fuck shit up. At least I'm gonna own it, and then from there move forward. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in today's society, we don't have the ability to debate anymore. We are emotionally charged animals, and
Facts.
we don't have a baseline from which to communicate better.
Facts.
I think that with everything that's going on in the world, I think there's a need to look at things from a perspective of realism.
Facts.
Like, hey, yes, shit is fucked up, but what are you doing? Are you just bitching about it because you're sitting in the bleachers and watching it happen? We call that armchair quarterbacking, right?
Facts.
Like, you're not the one making decisions. You're not in the game. You're only in the game if you get on the field. So what are you doing? Are you a spectator making comments about and providing opinion with no context or no depth to the subject matter? Or are you on the field playing in the game, fighting with everybody else to win your position or drive the ball or carry the ball forward for society? If you're not doing that, then shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Like at the end of the day, you're either in it or you're not. If you want things to change, be the change. Start with yourself and then affect what you can affect at your level. That's how change happens. You have to start with yourself, though. We can point fingers all day, but 3 fingers are always pointing back at us.
Facts.
It's crazy.
I attribute that, like, friendship is a big deal to me, right? Like, I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of associates, I have a large circle.
You do?
I know. Putting up with me is a hard fucking thing. But like,
no, really? No.
Excuse my French. He pulls it out of me. It's his fault.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking any accountability on that one. I blame old Luis here.
Yeah. Old Luis.
Luis.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like one of the quintessential things for me in life is like friendships, right? Like friendships are everything, right? I am a very, very specific person when I say friendship. I am the friend. When I'm your friend, if you call me at 3 a.m. and say, leave your phone, meet me here, we've got some shit to take care of, I'm gonna show up. Don't waste my motherfucking time, but I'll show up. And also, I'm also the dude that you call into zombie apocalypse. I might not have all the guns and the ammo, but I definitely can help you shoot, move, and communicate. I know you do. That's why I said if I got two other friends very much like you. Some of them are tall and white with a very long beards. Some of them are Puerto Rican and short like you, and other. But to be fair, who's gonna carry the boats? Not me, but I know people, right? But to be honest, like I have those friends, and like that's the way I look at friendship. Like if I call you a friend, it's very different, right? Remember when I told you I moved to Boston for a little bit, and motherfucker said they were friends, right? And like my definition of friendship is very different than what I experienced up there. If you are my friend, that means you know my mother, you've met my sister, my brother, my dad, my mom, my cousins. You've met my family. You've met the people that matter to me the most. My children, my wife, my ex-wife, whatever that looks like. You've come to my house, you've eaten my food, you've hung out, and we've spent that type of time together.
I agree.
Up there, when motherfuckers was like, I worked at Radio Shack, downtown Boston, had a couple of associates, had a friend, like one or two friends, and the one or two friends like actually met my, my ex-wife, met my son, met my family. And like friendship to me is everything. Like, like with my fraternity, friendship is essential to the soul. Like, and that's always been me. Friendship is everything because you can't say we're friends if you never met those people. Period. You can't say we're friends if you've never been in my fucking house. If you haven't had the opportunity, that's different than 20 years of knowing each other and you have never been in my fucking house. Period.
Agreed.
It's like there's a line. If you have never crossed the threshold of my home and hung out and eaten my food, bullshitted, watched TV, whatever it is, like time is everything in friendship. And that's the biggest part, right? Because friendships are not fucking easy, convenient, fucking fair, fun, like that shit happens. But like the hard parts of friendship are the parts that nobody fucking talks about. Like, 3 a.m. when I'm on the fucking phone crying because my fucking dog died or some other bullshit that like is inconvenient, but you're my friend and you answered the phone when I called. That's what that shit is about. That's the shit that I'm talking about. And
I agree. My friends are the guys that I call when I need to dig a hole, and they understand what that means.
100%.
Yeah.
But in other circumstances, you'll still leverage that same relationship, if need be.
Sure.
But it depends.
Friends are the guys that show up when you need them the most, or gals, or what have you.
Yeah,
Right?
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Dudes,
I agree with that.
chicks, whatever. But it's that family. It's friends are synonymous with family.
Generally, yes. That's how I would feel. Like, I moved all over the place, but most people have 5 friends, or what they say they can count on one hand. No, man, I've got a fire team or a squad of guys. That's at least 14, 15 dudes.
I have at least
Easily.
I have at least a platoon. I got about 50. I got about 50.
Yeah, and that's
50
awesome.
hitters.
Yeah.
50 hitters.
Well, I've got at least 15 hitters for sure.
Yeah, I got 5-0. You got 15. Quince, as they say in Spanish. I got 5-0 at
I'm
least.
bringing those dudes.
Oh yeah. Like I know the people to call to help me bury the bodies, but I also know the people to call like to show up at the wedding.
Show up when you need it. Yeah.
Show up when you need it. Like you've got those friends, so that's
It's a good thing to have. Like
Yeah.
it's important. It shows the character of the person that you are. No matter what any hater will actually say. Like, at first I wondered about that. During my second divorce, it was really rough. But what I found was that the people that I had in my life, the people that I associated with, those that were, for me, always real, were exactly the people that helped me and further reinforced that I was right, that these are my friends, and these, like, the effort that I was putting forward was absolutely real. You know, because, sorry, but my ex was like, no, they're not really your friends. No, they are, because of who I am. And that's like, it was amazing. It was amazing, and I'm glad for it. So change comes, change goes, struggles come, struggles go, pain comes, pain goes, if you let it go.
Yeah.
Never sticking to be so rigid that you only stay in one path allows you to experience way more than you can imagine. You know, I couldn't tell you how I got here, but I'm glad that I am here. And the experiences that I've had to get here have all been worth it. Even the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. Like, what the fuck? Like, sorry. But really, like, if you can't walk through the fire, are you really a man? Are you really a person that has conviction? No, you have to walk through the fire.
Commitment.
You have to walk through the fire. You know, you have to be committed at least to yourself. And you know what? I am an asshole to myself. I don't need anybody else to be an asshole to me, because I'm already doing that to myself. I already beat myself up about how shitty I am, or how weak I am, or whatever. So I'm not, because I work on that aspect, so I'm not. So I'm prepared, so I'm ready, or whatever. But with the people that I've associated myself with, they fill those parts that I think that I don't have. And so therefore, there's the bond. And what's funny is that they're the same type of people. They're not me, they're like me. And it's through that recognition that friendships are established, friendships are maintained, because it's work. You still have to reach out to a motherfucker every once in a while.
Facts.
Real friends last and stay around, and acquaintances come and go.
Facts.
You know, and we meet a lot of people every day, but that doesn't mean anything.
Facts. Keep showing up, keep doing the thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the question for you before we close it out.
All right.
For your experiences, vast and wide, what is your key takeaway? What is the thing that you would leave? What would you leave the people with, as they say?
I don't know. We didn't really start with a subject here.
No. It's a fucking tell a story. Talk. Have a conversation. Friends.
Okay. All right. What would I leave to the people? Don't quit on yourself. Never quit on yourself. Always bet on yourself. In fact, double down.
My guy.
Double down every time. Because when you do, you will achieve. Because you did. And I that seems like a play on words, and I apologize, but
no, good.
I can only give you that every single time I bet on myself, I've always been successful. No matter how many times I was apprehensive or had anxiety about doing, I felt better by doing as opposed to just thinking about doing. Bet on yourself, especially if you're going to put out. You have to be a part of whatever it is, the dream that you're trying to create for yourself. You have to lean forward for yourself. And when you do that, that's action. If you don't take action, you will never achieve your dream.
Fear is good.
Fear is a motivator.
It
drives action if you use it like that, but it can also do the other thing, and it can paralyze.
When it stops you from moving, either A, you've gotten too deep into the fear and believe the bullshit that you keep telling yourself.
That's correct.
It's that little voice
you tell
in
yourself
your head,
a story.
That little voice in your head that tells you can't do it, and when you believe that bitch, that's when you fuck it up. Yeah,
it's totally not true.
How do you think I ran 100 miles?
Never, ever not bet on yourself. And when you bet on yourself, double down every single time, because you're not going to let yourself, like, what are you afraid of? Death?
But did you die?
Did you die? Right? Like, how many times have we done that?
Oh,
like,
fuck.
So if you do anything in your life, the number one thing is if you made it through that last thing, you better double down hard for the next thing, because what happens is that it catapults you.
Yeah.
When you take action in your own life, and there are, beyond the synchronicity component, like, you're on the right path when you take action in your own life. Do that every day. Drive yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Those motherfuckers are going to do anything anyway. That's their life, their choice. Make your own choices. Own your own responses. Like, own your part of it. Own your part of it. I own my part of it, good, bad, and ugly. I am not a perfect person. I am a sinner. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to be one. So that way I can learn from my mistakes and hopefully be better. And bro, I struggle with that all the time, but I still show up. So until the lights turn out, keep moving and see what can happen. Like, it's right around the corner. If you don't try to get to that corner, though, you never know what was right there. There's a parable that said, it's not a parable, I apologize. I don't want to put that as in the Bible. It's actually a part of the 88 books of the Apocrypha. And it talks about a man who comes upon another man who's a bum, and he's sitting on top of a box. And the man comes to him and says, "Hey, what's in the box?" And the man that's sitting on the box says, "I don't know." He's like, "Why are you begging?" And the man says, "Well, because I don't have any money." And he's like, "Well, why don't you look in the box?" And he says, "Because, I don't know." So he opens the box, and inside of the box is gold. He was sitting on the box the entire time. Poor motherfucker didn't even know that what he was sitting on was the answer to his prayers of being poor. He was so afraid of being poor,
but he didn't take action,
that he didn't realize what he had right up underneath his ass, right in front of him. And so in my world, there are markers like that make total sense after coming through what we've come through. You were a prior enlisted man. I am a prior enlisted man. We both went to Iraq. We both fought. Like many others, and we are just one of a number of others.
Tons. Like the kid we talked to at the bar today.
Yeah, like, oh my God. But when you step forward for yourself and you help others along the way, it makes these connections that transcend time and space.
It's the idea that you got to be your own savior and hero. Like, you got to be the hero in your own story, right? Like, if you're waiting for somebody to save you, especially as a man, that shit's not happening. Fucking not.
Actually, I would think that extends beyond just man. Like, no disrespect.
As a human, as a person.
As a human being.
Right.
If you're waiting for somebody else to do it for you, it's never going to happen. So you must take action in your own life all the time.
Right.
There's jokes about that shit. The preacher that was on his house, and the house is flooding. The river is rising, and a boat comes up and says, "Hey, jump in this boat." The water's rising, He's like, "No, God will save me." The water rises up to it's up through the first floor, and he's on the second floor. He's standing on the roof of the second floor of the building, of his house. And a boat comes up and says, "Hey, jump in this boat." The preacher says, No, God will save me." And now he's on the roof because the water has already inundated and flooded the house up to the second story, and he's having to be on the roof. And a helicopter comes up and say, "Hey, grab this rope." No, God will save me. Well, and the river floods and washes away the house, and the preacher dies. The preacher goes to heaven and says, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God says to him, "Well, I sent you 3 fucking opportunities, and you didn't take advantage of those."
Absolutely.
"How much more did you need?" "I sent you a man, a boat, and a fucking helicopter." So, sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated. And so, therefore, show up for yourself.
If it doesn't look like what you expect it to look like,
It's probably the answer.
doesn't mean it's the wrong fucking answer.
It's probably the answer. Don't make it complicated. So
Right.
step forward every day. Don't make it complicated. Appreciate what you've been given, and like reach out to a motherfucker every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort, your energy. Thank you for sharing your story. You have been a wonderful guest and participant in my podcast and this exploration right now for me and in the journey over the last 20 years, right? This friendship, this time we built, spent, and other, because everything is a choice. You chose to be here. You chose to be around. We chose to keep
And
showing
it's my
up.
birthday.
Yeah, and it's your fucking birthday. So, like, thank you for spending your birthday, giving me the time, and doing a fucking podcast with me on your fucking birthday. So that is greatly appreciated. Happy birthday from the audience to you, and from me to them. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, my brother. We'll close out. Lewis, I love you, man. It's always good. It's a pleasure. Be good, be easy. Don't talk to strangers, or talk to the fucking strangers.
I love talking to strangers.
As do
If
I.
you're a stranger, come see me.
Oh, Jesus. Just approach him in the airport, harass him, smack him on the ass. He likes it. It's weird. Don't worry about it. Peace.